Hi Vipul sir, welcome
Hi.
to News 18 Shosha.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
Good, very good.
Yeah, so the Kerala story, such a hard-hitting film, and this is a story that the whole of the country needs to know. So what I've read about is it was essentially inspired from the story of this one girl who was converted, taken to Syria, and currently she is in a jail in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Did you get the chance to speak to her family while making the film?
Yes, my director spoke to her over the call while she was in jail. And we also recorded a long interview with her mother. So we collected all the facts from both of them, and that is where we started. And while we started working on the film, we realized that there are many such cases that have happened and are happening in Kerala. And as a result of that, finally we have got story of 3 girls in the film, and those all 3 girls' stories are the true stories.
As a producer, how involved were you in the casting process?
I have co-written the film. I am also the creative director of the
Yes.
film and the producer of the film. So I have been involved. I get involved in every project that I do because I believe that unless and until you put everything that you have into the project, you can't get the best out of it. So I get involved in everything that I do, irrespective of whatever my role is. So including casting, we met Ada and other girls also. So yeah, I was very, very involved in the casting of the film as well.
Yeah, why I asked you about the casting, sir, is because now this is a very, bold film, so to say. Was it difficult getting these actors on board? Were any sort of apprehensive?
I don't see this as a bold film. I see this as a film which was very important to be made. And as a result of that, when we approached the actors, we felt no hesitation in them. They all were very happy to work on this film. They all thought, because they're all girls and this is a story relating to girls, they all thought that this was a very important film to be made. And so everybody who's worked on this film has worked with a lot of commitment and a lot of sincerity.
Yeah. There are news headlines saying that there are certain groups trying to stop the screening of the film. Is that deterring you as a filmmaker?
See, I believe in the process of law. Censor board has cleared our film. They did a lot of scrutiny for almost 1.5 months before they gave us the certificate. And we are glad that we went through the scrutiny, because now we know that every evidence, every document, everything that we provided to the final authority about the film certification, they have approved of it, and they have accepted our documents and our truth. After this, if some group has some complaints and they want to create some kind of trouble, I think it's best left to the courts to decide, if at all, if that's the case, or any legal authority to decide. I don't get bothered about such things, because I think we have done everything according to the law. We have done everything which is right. So we don't feel that we have anything to worry.
Right. In an interview, sir, you very interestingly said that, so this is a story about women being victimized, for something. It's not love jihad at all. Do you think when you make films based on subjects like this, it automatically sort of becomes political?
I think that tends to happen because every political party has their own ideology. And when they find some issue which is either against their ideology or which is in sync with their ideology, they tend to connect with it. So if any political party is opposing the film, I'm sure the film is opposing the ideology of the party itself. And that's the reason why they are feeling that this film should not be, publicized or seen by people or whatever. So that's bound to happen in a country like India, where politics is a very important thing of our day-to-day life.
Right.
everything tends to get political in our country. And so I can only expect things to get political when you are making something which is an uncomfortable truth. And people will find it difficult to deal with. And so the resistance is bound to happen. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because in democracy, they have all the right to disagree with us. And we have got all the right to go ahead and make the film that we believe in, as long as we are saying the truth. So I think that's absolutely fine. And we are open to any discussion or any debate that anybody wants to have about this. And I think that's a sign of a healthy democracy.
Yeah. But have you seen anybody not agreeing with your film so far on social media?
I read some minister from Kerala has made a statement and given a call to ban the film or something. But again, it's if the film is not working in his ideology, he's got all the right. Whether the film should be banned or no, let the courts decide, let the censor board decide. Once the censor board clears a film, largely the film cannot be banned. That's my understanding of law. If there is any other reason for anybody to ban it, so be it. But that's a call that he's given, and fair enough. My film doesn't work with his ideology or his party's ideology. If a film which is going to show a very murky trap that is being laid for girls, if that is against any party's ideology, then what can I say? That's their decision, their choice, and their freedom to do whatever they feel is right. As far as I am concerned, just because the film is called The Kerala Story, it doesn't mean that the film is against Kerala.
Very true, yeah.
If there is a film made like Shootout at Lokhandwala, and some criminals were shot in Lokhandwala in Bombay, does that mean that the film is against Bombay? There is another film called The Mumbai Saga, which talks about the underworld of Mumbai. Does that mean that film is against Bombay? If I was to show story of, say, Dawood Ibrahim, where will I place it? I will have to place it in Bombay, because he operated here.
He was born here.
Will that mean that this film is against Bombay? No. Kerala is we call it heaven on earth. It's one of the most beautiful places in the entire world. But to say that, in Kerala there can be nobody who is doing anything wrong, it's like stretching it really too far. And making it about Kerala's pride is also stretching it too far. Rather, I feel the fantastic people of Kerala should come forward, catch these perpetrators and put them behind bar. That would be doing service to their own wonderful state. Rather than saying, you called this Kerala Story and you are trying to defame Kerala, so we want you to ban. It just defies logic, according to me. If I love my city, I'll do something for the city, rather than saying, I'm going to be an ostrich, I'm going to put my head in the sand, and I'll believe that nothing is happening. That's not the approach. I would not take that approach.
Yeah. But have you screened or shown these films to the families of the girls?
They will be seeing it now because they have to travel, and some of them were suffering from COVID. So we could not show it to them, but we will be showing it to them very soon.
Right, okay. Sir, I was just actually going through, while you were speaking, your filmography. It's very interesting. So, you started off with directing this really hardcore commercial films, and that continued for a while. We still remember them very, very dearly. And then I personally feel that there has been a certain change in the way you perhaps approach cinema with Human, and of course now there's the Kerala Story. What nudged this change in you as a filmmaker? Would you call it Vipul Shah 2.0?
No, really, actually it's Vipul Shah -1, because I am a product of theatre.
Yeah.
And in theatre, I used to do plays in Prithvi Theatre, which was the hub of experimental plays in Bombay. And I used to do only intense, very, very difficult subjects in theatre. And then, of course, I came into films and I started making commercial cinema, but somewhere that kept calling me. And COVID gave us a very good break. And I thought, why not try something that has been so wonderful and so close to me. And so Human happened, and Human was loved by everybody.
Yes.
And people thought it was an amazing show. So that was great. And now, and while I was doing Human, this story came my way, and I thought this is a very important film to be made and to be taken to the entire country. This issue needs to be discussed. And so I made this film.
Yeah. I would want to talk a little bit about this, a little off topic, but of course related to your career. You have worked extensively with Akshay Kumar.
Yeah.
How would you really describe that equation that you share with him?
Working with Akshay became like a second nature.
Yeah.
So every time I was writing something or I was thinking of a subject, it was a natural thing for me to say, okay, Akshay will play this, so I'm going to write it in this way because this is his style. And so while writing,
oh, so Akshay was always in your head while you were writing.
It was just a very natural progression.
Yes.
When I look back now, I feel that it was a very long period that we continuously worked together non-stop.
Yes.
And then I realized that, okay, I need to work with other actors as well. And that's good for me and that's good for him also. And so then I started kind of venturing out.
But there was no hard feeling.
No, absolutely
Okay.
no. I don't fight with anybody. I'm a very peace-loving, happy person.
Yeah.
In my entire career, I've had no fights whatsoever.
Okay.
So, but you know what happens in the industry is that when you take a gap with somebody, people say, "Haan, kuch to hua hoga. Something has gone wrong. Otherwise, why are they not working together?" But that's not how it is, right? He's also busy, I'm also busy. And whenever there is another opportunity, I can assure you, we'll work together.
But tell me, is Aankhein 2 happening?
Even if it is happening, I'm not going to be part of it.
Okay.
Because I had given my copyright to the producer. I was not the producer at that time. I was only a director. So we gave the copyright of the script to the producer. And now I don't wish to get involved with that.
Okay. All right. And so lastly, I was recently speaking to Shefali ma'am. She said that the fact that she could do what she's doing right now, and a large part of that goes to the supportive family that she has, and she really credited you for being a pillar of strength. Do you feel very proud and happy that she's getting her due, which she deserved perhaps decades back?
It's a mixed feeling. I feel sometimes very angry that she had to fight so hard. It has taken her a very, very long time. And I know how frustrating it can be when you know that you can deliver, but somebody will not offer you something where you can really showcase your talent. And some substandard work keeps coming and you keep saying no, day in, day out. And you have to keep your faith alive. I think it's an incredible strength and patience required. There were many occasions where she was almost on the verge of losing hope, and then she said, "No, I will make it, I'll get it." And finally she did it. So she did it absolutely on her own terms, and she's really fought very hard for that. So I think that's incredible, but I'm angry about the fact that she had to wait so long. She had to fight so hard. A talent like her should not go through what she went through.
True.
That, I think, is something that the industry needs to wake up to.
Yeah. Was there no conversation about you probably, directing her in a film? I mean, you have. It's not like you
Yeah,
did.
but we always have maintained that we'll keep our professional and personal life separate. I will write what I want to write and make that film. If she can be part of it, great. When I've written something and I think she should do it, I'll offer it to her. If she feels it's worth her while, she'll do it. Otherwise, she'll tell me, no, I don't want to do it. So it's as simple as that.
It's very clear that.
It's very clear because I feel nobody should become a burden for the other person.
That's true. Right. Well, on that note, sir, thank you so much.
Thank
I'm looking forward to the Kerala story. I mean,
Thank
the trailer really did do something inside me.
Yes, it is. It is a very, very, very big human tragedy that we are going to unfold on screen. I think people are going to get shocked.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.